Evening, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of Headkicks and Haymakers. I'm your boy Botkins, baby. And of course, with me as always, Mr. Bobby Blunts. Bobby, we will get into this past weekend's events, but right before, about 10-15 minutes before we came on, we got breaking news. Jolton Almeida cut from the UFC. This was a guy at one time top 5 heavyweight, and some people had. I mean, at 6 months ago, a year ago, Bobby, people were touting Jolton Almeida versus Tom Aspinall, and now we have seen how the mighty have fallen. It was always kind of there, like the guy just doesn't strike, and we saw it on Saturday night. It was cut and carby paste of everything we've seen before.
Yeah, I think you kind of just had to cut him. Oh, there's the cat breaking down the door. I was high on Jolton back in the day, especially like with his skill set. You kind of saw how heavyweight was, and you figure he had a, pretty decent chance of competing. But the last few fights, he's just looked so disinterested, like you don't even know if he wants to be there. And I'd have no problem, honestly, if they cut his opponent who won the fight.
Well, he got ranked like in the top 10, I think. Raziev, was his name?
Yeah, Raziev. So fucking meaningless. Like when that fight started, fortunately, there were some BKFC only fan models about to beat the shit out of each other. So, you got up the dual screen, and the fight just offered nothing. Like, I'm not trying to be overcritical, but the first 2 minutes in seeing it, you knew it was going to go to decision. There was no chance of anything getting finished. And normally in a heavyweight fight, that's kind of the benefit of watching it, is knowing, well, this might at least be over with quickly. It had no business being on the main card. I never really want to see a heavyweight fight on the main card again. When I looked it up, actually, the UFC has kind of been slowly kind of doing that. Most of these heavyweight fights have been I don't want to say buried on the prelims, but, they're definitely not getting that main card. And to me, I wish Jolton the best, and I hope he figures out what he is doing. But it does not seem like it's obviously going to be in the UFC. And it kind of saved me a long-winded rant of saying, I don't know how you don't cut this guy. Like him saying that he wants to go down to 205 pounds. Like the weight is the issue. Like I just kind of question the effort. So at the end of the day, I'm glad it happened. And I really think they should just get rid of the entire division. What are we even doing this for?
What do you make? Because I had even posted a question on Twitter or whatever you want yesterday, and made and just kind of what do we do here with this heavyweight division? I know you're. I don't want to get rid of it, Bobby. I just maybe I'm just too pure-hearted, or maybe because I'm a big guy myself. I'm a 6'4" guy, and heavyweights used to mean something, and I get it. Everything ups and ebb and flows. We're nowhere near the heyday of the heavyweight division, right? Like we know we're not where we were 10 years ago. In those things, but what do we do here? The thing of it is there's names that go get fucking Francis, bring something to the table here. You know what I mean? Bring something. It's just Dana's oh, I don't want to deal with Francis. Well, do you or do you not? You're telling us don't you don't negotiate, right, with the fighters. Well, then I guess you don't have to worry about Francis Ngannou, right? So why the fuck are you worried about it? Just go get him. Just go sign him up. Just sign him up, I don't want to get rid of the division, but they need to spruce it up. I mean, there's only like 20 heavyweights on the whole fucking roster, and 15 of them are ranked. When this is the first time that I just pulling up the rankings now. Now next week, because Almeida's not in the rankings, they're going to pull him out obviously because he's cut. I'm sure Tai Tuivasa will be back in, but he's no longer in the rankings. But it's sad. It's a sad state right now for the heavyweight division, and you could almost say that clear across all boards, right? I mean, it's not like PFL has it, huge heavyweights or anything like that.
The reason it's so frustrating and that I want it gone is because it's by the UFC's choice. What did Rob just say?
He just said don't eliminate the first weight class.
Okay, well, I didn't think I'd have to sell Rob to keep heavyweight around the UFC, but here I go. Legitimately, like, it is their choice why it is this shitty. They did not want to pay up for Rico. They would rather have him go to Glory. I don't even need.
Rob's saying here the answer is invest the money, and they don't. Rico's the answer. Sign the entire Glory roster. They don't have a heavyweight talent problem. Yeah, Glory, Rico. What's the other guy that's in?
But Rob, they will not pay for those guys. And that's why that does not happen. I mean, that is why it's just we like the idea of heavyweight in the UFC. We don't like the finished product. And
I like it when it was back in the day, when legit guys were fighting, you know what I mean?
You
have really if you pull up their rankings right now, to me, you have possibly the top 4 guys are probably real legit fighters. You know what I mean? I don't want to. And I don't want to take anything away from anybody else, but what I mean by is that's just guys that they could handle their own in any weight class. If they pound for pound type guys, right? You feel like they could go with a lot of people.
Yeah, but I'm not saying abolish the heavyweight division worldwide. I'm just saying the UFC needs to get rid of it. These guys can all go fight and make more money, have better opportunities. Tom Aspinall can go and box,
but I don't want them to get rid of it, Bobby. That's what I'm saying. I don't want them to get that. That's that was kind of their first weight class. Well, I mean, back in the day there was no weight class, but that was it's the lineage, man. It's the longest lineage. You know what I mean? At one time, if you had the UFC, if you were the UFC heavyweight champion, you were the baddest dude on the planet.
But that's why I think we're kidding ourselves with the lineage, because that is why we're calling it out and it being so noticeably bad, because we knew how great it once was. And they are not going to pay any of these guys that they can come in. They're just going to throw a bunch of heavyweights on Contender Series. They're already starting to, cycle that up. And, their goal is to have those guys ranked. And, you could get a few good fights here and there, but if you actually look up the fights that happened last year in heavyweight, it is just there are a lot more misses than hits and stuff. I mean, for Christ's sake, the best news that we got other than Jalton Almeida being cut was Mohammed Usman getting suspended for 2 years. So at least we don't have to see him. Get this shit out of here. It's not entertaining. It's just so far removed from the good product we're used to being. The better, lower weight classes and stuff, that's more entertaining. This is just a waste of everyone's time.
So 10 years ago, and this might have been one of the best at that time, the best division, one of the best at times, the healthiest UFC. This is just 10 years ago. Stipe was the champion, Fabricio Verdum, Cain Velasquez, Overeem, JDS, Ben Rothwell, Brock Lesnar, Mark Hunt, Travis Brown, Josh Barnett, Derek Lewis was the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, hey, shout out to Derek Lewis, because he's obviously still there, even though he's had plenty of losses. And, you go down the list of past heavyweights, all of those guys could legitimately be champion today. I don't care about the age. I think they would walk in.
Yeah.
It's,
fucking bring Don Fry back. Get Don Fry's 6-year-old half-ass. I mean, DC, get off a commentary, brother, and you could probably be the UFC heavyweight champion.
And, I realistically know they're not getting rid of it. I mean, for one, the Paramount deal, they would never scrap a weight class. But, I mean, that's just kind of my frustration with it. They know the product is shit when it comes to, look at how disinterested Dana is, when he gets asked Tom Aspinall questions. I really think a lot of that is just the agony of keeping this pig going. And fucking heavyweight is just so, what are we going to do with it? And I'm not even talking about Tom's, getting injured and being inactivity with it. It's just, he's already so disinterested in the product. I think he's just completely done with heavyweight, and it's showing through, the warts in the division. It is now harming it so much that each time you have a heavyweight fight on the card, unless it's Waldo Cortez or someone that actually moves, you're just fuck, okay, I guess we got to deal with this, so be it. And, granted, I am saying this knowing well that they are probably going to make Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane. I'm sorry, putting Potent in this shit is not going to fix this division. It is just, I don't know. You take it back. I'm just going to keep ranting on the same shit. It's just really pissing me off. That guy that beat Almeida, he has no business being fucking ranked.
Well, he is ranked, Bobby. He's actually ranked 6th.
Yeah. Give him Josh Hokett. Josh Hokett would fuck that dude. And me, I'm not a Josh Hokett fan, but as far as athleticism and stuff, he would walk through that guy. At least make him ranked instead of that dude.
So Rob Thomas here says, how many UFC heavyweights could current 47-year-old BKFC heavyweight champion Andrei Arlovski beat right now?
Yeah, I mean, to Rob's point, he was surviving there the longest. They just finally moved on. And
yeah, he probably up until the top 5. I mean, I don't know if him and Waldo, outside of that, I think he could probably be in the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely give Arlovski his flowers later. That
yeah, Rob, that was my next. Maybe everybody should just go back being on TRT. Because that's when the heavyweight division was absolutely, shredded, to say the least. So yeah, I don't hate that either. I mean, maybe they shouldn't have a weight limit. Maybe why are you asking these guys to cut down to 265? It's heavyweight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've also said just merge light heavyweight with heavyweight.
But no weight limit. No weight limit. I don't want no 205. You just make it whatever you weigh.
I've always found the difference between 205 and 265 a little comical. And I don't think most guys would be giving up much, but I don't know. It's and for PFL's sake, do you think they would benefit from signing Almeida? Do you think they could book him and get something on him? I just kind of question his desire to fight at this point.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Almeida versus Francis, or Almeida versus, you know what I mean?
You could put him he is a talent, I guess. It's
he can grapple. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, maybe you should just do CGI or something. I don't know. Like I wish him the best, but I'm really just glad I'm not going to have to see another Jalton Almeida fight for a long time in the UFC.
Yeah, Rob
Hopefully he
says
can
make light
fix
heavyweight
it.
heavier and bring in super heavyweights. You know.
I mean, if we're going to paint the picture positive for Almeida, just like the heavyweight division, all you need is a few wins. So,
Right.
You know, that wouldn't shock me at all. You know, if he had a good agent, his agent might have just straight out asked for his release. He can know his guy can get
Well,
better
it was reported that he
bookings.
was going to go to 205, and they pretty much were like, see you later.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't like to like revel when a guy like loses his job or anything, but I think it really should put not only the rest of the division, but this is kind of like how they're going to operate now.
Yeah, shout out to Rob's co-host Zach Pogue. I might be saying his last name wrong, but he just tweeted out. He's like, "We're in the Paramount era. Like, they want entertainment. Like, you're gonna have to want to fight."
Yeah, and they won't also do you any favors if you do that. You know, like look at Basharat. He won, took a fight where the fighter
missed
came
weight,
in overweight,
and got cut.
Figured, oh, I'm gonna, do them. Just always tell him to fuck off. Should always be, he could have declined that fight. Granted, they probably still would have cut him, but the rest of the card was great. That was really the only stain on it, So
yeah. I just so we kind of answered the heavyweight question, and then I want to get back to the top of the card here. I guess to me we'll go to the main first, and then we'll go to the co-main quiz. I thought Horiguchi kind of stole the night, but Mario Bautista wins in the second round. But I was more upset with Vinicius Oliveira because like you came into the fight with you broke your hand, broke your arm like 2 months ago, and then you're talking in weight, you're talking about throughout the week how much you were weighed, and then the minute the first round ended, you were like he was breathing heavy, didn't even get on the stool, and you just knew right then and there this shit.
The middle of the first, he was breathing heavy.
Yes, you're just like, well, this shit's over. Like, you know what I mean? Like he had, and I'm not saying I think Mario is a really good fighter. I don't know if I think he's always going to be kind of in that 6 to 5, like 6 to 7 range, that 10 to 6 range. I don't know if he's a top 5 guy because it seems like I think they'll try to give him a top 5 guy. And they tried, and Umar, and he got kind of turned away and lost that fight. But he's a really game fighter. He's not he doesn't do anything great, but he's just really, really good all the way around.
Yeah, and he's levels above Oliveira.
Well, but yeah, I mean, I told you, I said he's just laying there. I said in the grappling. And I said, he's giving Oliveira a bad name for, on the grappling. Like Vinicius, Loke Dog offered absolutely nothing in that fight. And I don't know if it was the injury, the weight cut. If it's any of it, he should have never took the fight and pulled out the fight when his arm, when you have a broken arm. Like, you know what I mean? And now you're going to have to rebuild yourself back up.
Yeah. I mean, not to get into a fighter pay rant, but that's precisely why he made sure to stay on the card.
Right.
And yeah, personally, I don't think it wouldn't have mattered one way or the other.
Probably not. He might have gone longer. He might have, you know what I mean? I don't think he wins the fight.
I've never really, I know he was like on a win streak, but I've never really been able to take him seriously as like a contender or something, especially because like I just don't think he's in his correct weight class. And I think that this performance showed that more than anything. Like you said, he was just winded with his strikes really early. And Yeah, I think at the same time, it's probably the best thing that could have happened for him because, like, in his mind, he'll be able to have the mulligan. So, even though I don't think that really had a factor, but, you know, I definitely do think Bautista is top five. I think he's like getting better and better.
Is he?
And
But who can he? Ask me this. So and so he wants a rematch with Corey Sandhagen. I don't. Sandhagen's calling out O'Malley. O'Malley's calling out Jan. So I don't know if any of those things are gonna happen. And Song Yadong's calling out Bautista. So and he was like, "Yeah, I'd rather have Corey." Of course he would, because Corey's ranked higher. So does he? I don't think he can beat Corey Sandhagen.
I absolutely think he could.
I don't.
So matchup wise,
It
I
is.
actually think he
It's
could
even.
beat.
It's close matchup, but I would favor.
I
Sandhagen.
think not to get over the skis here, but like I've always thought this, like when Merab was champion, I always thought that Mario matched up really well with Merab. And in my opinion, if I think that he could defeat Merab, I absolutely think he could figure out a game plan to beat Sandhagen. Because he's continuing to just get better. I mean, I know he wants to avenge the loss to Sandhagen, but I definitely rank him as like an elite because like to me, an Umar loss is not really a stain. Like he just lost to the better guy, and he actually had moments in that fight where he looked good, where Corey looked extremely lost in the fight against Umar. I know it's a little bit of MMA math, but I and it's unfortunate because, like you said, I don't know what the next opportunity is. I do think you should kind of take the Song fight just because Song's still ranked ahead of him. But
I think he could beat Song. I do think that.
I've also seen people like throw out El Bazi because he's apparently injured and no longer fighting Sandhagen because that's like a direction they thought they were going to go. But yeah, I'd be fine with any of those. Like, no fighter has really grown on me more for disdain I've had than Mario Bautista, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just hope he can get back in there, and I'm glad he was able to really show off that he was levels above, and he got the finish early. So
He did. Second round. I mean, there was no, he's pretty much, who knows if he, if he came in there with some sort of injury, but it looked like, pretty much scot free. So he's 8. I think, and just kind of, you said Amir Albazi. Did you mean Amin Zahabi?
Oh yeah, you're completely right. Yeah, that's who I meant.
I was like, Albazi.
Because that's the dude that lost to Horiguchi. So yeah, good catch.
Yeah. And we'll talk about Gooch here in a minute. Were they looking at Zahabi versus Corey? I hadn't heard that.
So when Corey did an interview with Ariel, he predicted it, and
I got you.
Sandhagen shut him down and basically said yeah, it's the way they want to go. And then a week or so later, they were pretty much like, yeah, now he's hearing he's injured, so they're going in a different direction. I'm not sure if it was with him trying to get O'Malley or what, but
yeah, I mean, Batista's 8. I think he could beat. I think to me,
yeah.
If I'm him, I fight Song. Like Song's 5.
I would too. Like he's ranked criminally low for 8. I find that we go through who's 5 through 7.
Okay, so here's so you got Merab 1, Umar 2, O'Malley 3, Sandhagen 4, Song 5, Zahabi 6, Figgy 7. I think he could beat any of those up to 5. I would favor him. O'Malley, I think he, because of his style, would give O'Malley fits.
Yeah. I mean, all of those fights, in that top 5 though are still like very intriguing to me.
Yeah.
And so,
then you got Figgy at 7, 8 is Bautista, Cheeto at 9, David Martinez at 10. So,
and that I'm glad you mentioned David Martinez, just because that is definitely a name that we should have mentioned in the pre-year show, because he's another one that can definitely make noise in this very stacked division.
Yeah. Peyton Talbot's right there at 11 as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that division is a hell of a lot better than heavyweight, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's not much. I mean, every division's right now better than heavyweight, but yeah, I mean, those are some names that it's kind of a stacked division, and you know they're going to do the thing of it is they're going to do the rematch, right? So it'll just be interesting when that happens and when these other guys kind of get matched up.
I really hope Jan takes all the time in the world for that too, because he apparently had back surgery. So
yeah,
you're the champion. Do not rush it.
Especially if you're going to go against Umar. I mean, against Merab, right? Another where you have to kind of another wrestling base, or even Umar at that point, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I just want him completely healthy, which is probably almost impossible to ask in this game. But you know, I don't want a scenario where he's like trying to come back on like 4 months from back surgery or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah, I just don't know why I don't know why Batista's just like dismissive of Song, who is 5. Like,
I think it was purely just because he was coming off a loss and he wants to fight a guy coming off a win, which I kind of get. But like when they have him,
Corey's coming off a loss. He's coming off a title loss, right? Corey hasn't fought since the title.
Yeah, but like the Corey caveat is he can say he wants to get that one back.
Yeah.
And you know, matchmaking wise, I would much expect them to do Song versus Bautista. And stylistically, I love that fight. So I kind of hope that's what he gets next. He's already ranked criminally low, so that will bump him up. But, you know, any of those guys in the top 5, I'd be more than happy with to see.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Let's get to the co-main. And I made it the thumbnail for a reason in the title. Koji Horiguchi, I mean, Bobby, very well could be a title next, right? Like, I mean, another division that's just so stacked right now with so many guys, and he is making a way for a guy who's, you know, up there in age, doesn't have a whole lot of time. Do you do Horiguchi and Van while we're waiting on Pantoja? Or I know Manel Kopp is there. Like, what do you do with the Gooch?
I still don't understand why, considering there are no title fights booked currently, why we haven't gotten any Joshua Van news. I don't know if there's an issue with Kate being ready or something. It does not seem like it's going to be Pantoja next just because he's coming back in summer. But I'm definitely just basing that on like loose stuff I've heard. There's nothing that concrete. We all know
we don't even know the pay-per-view in April, right? Like there's not the like we don't know the main, right? For April, March is the BMF.
Well, I think April is the Miami card. And if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, I don't know if they're going to do that or hold that as like for the co-main event. Because, you know, we've also heard possibly Alex and Gon might be Miami because it's weird.
I have not heard that. You're the only person I've heard that from.
Yeah. Well, it's, you know, I'm not proud of it, but
you get the information from somewhere.
But like realistic, like to answer your question, I'd have no problem if they gave it to Horiguchi next. What I really wish would happen is that they would just remove Kavanaugh, or was it Lonnie?
Yeah, Loner Kavanaugh.
Yeah. Get him off that Mexico card and have Horiguchi fight Moreno. Because like if Moreno wasn't booked, that'd be the fight I'm asking for. And
that'd be fun, but technically now he's ranked higher than Horiguchi got ranked is 5 now. And Brandon Moreno's 6.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind some Japanese on Japanese crime.
Do you do that? Who knows if they're going to go to Japan? If they're going to go to Japan soon, like say April, May at the latest, you know what I mean? Like
literally every time he fights, the first thing I think is, well, they got to go back to Japan now. And I feel like I just know the answers. Like they'll say that they're going to, but I mean,
yeah. Do you
but,
do Japan? The question is, do you do Japan versus Japan, or do you do like Taitura on the card and then Gooch on the card as well against 2 different people? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'd really have no problem with any of the matchmaking because that division is so loaded at the top. I think we're just kind of waiting on when they're going to get that defense. But
yeah. And you got to wait, when Pantoja's his timeline as well, I feel like.
Yeah. And I would actually kind of prefer, like, if they were to do Van versus Cop, get Gooch on that card still.
Yeah.
But yeah, like performance-wise, he really just keeps aging like a fine wine. His speed, I know he got like knocked down one time, but other than that, it was just complete.
He just pieced up Amir Abbasi.
Yeah,
like
it was just complete one-way traffic.
Yeah. Yeah. Amir was bleeding everywhere. Gooch just kept coming at him with that style. It's kind of a unique offensive style that he has. And give it up for Horiguchi, like leaves the UFC, loses to DJ in a title fight, goes to, was it Ryzen or One? And I think maybe both, right? Or Bellator, at least champion in 2 different organizations. And now it's come back and he's kind of, even at 38, 39, like he's still got a chance here to get, the UFC title.
Yeah. And, the Van matchup kind of sells itself because the teammate. I mean, I know he still is saying he would want to fight Pantoja.
Right.
There's more contenders.
He's saying crazy how featherweight has more contenders and hot matches. Yeah, I mean that's true, Rob. I mean it's and 5-6 years ago, a little bit longer, I guess about 7 years ago now, like 7-8 years ago, they were going to close they were looking at cutting off the flyweights, and now look at it. It's one of the best divisions there is.
Yeah, and I don't think it's crazy. I think
maybe I'm just saying maybe that's what gives me hope for the heavyweights. In 5-6 years, we're going to have a good heavyweight division again.
Okay, I've cut them down enough today, so I'll
I'm giving them hope, Bobby. I'm giving them hope.
Yeah, but the hope is Gable Stevenson will like help it, and give him hope. You're right. I'm wrong to poo-poo it.
Yeah, you're supposed to be positive. Remember, we talked about this. We talked about being more positive.
Yeah, it's you watch Jalton Almeida for 15 minutes. Tell me how positive that you're going to be.
You no longer have to watch them though. They took care of that. I do. But back to Horiguchi. Yeah, somebody in the top 4. I think top 3, whether it's whoever is not fighting Van, whether it's Cape or you know what I mean, or Pantoja. Like if it's Pantoja, let they wait for Pantoja, give him Cape or Tatura. You know what I mean? Like I like either one of those.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of flyweight. You almost, as long as they're fighting people at the top there, it's going to deliver. So he really didn't take any damage or anything too. So might as well just keep kind of striking while the iron's hot there. I really hope the next fight he's on though is like a number card or something. I would much prefer like he just would be so much more energetic with the crowd.
Yeah, get him out the. Yeah, I mean the first fight they did have him in. I think it's Madison Square Garden. Maybe was that the MSG card he was on? I just had it. It was either that or he fought in front of a crowd when he first came back.
Yeah, it might have been Vegas because I thought he was on the Pantoja Van card, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think you're right. Let me look. Maybe you're right. Maybe that was. Well, I don't know. I hate the UFC's fucking. He won. Let me go to. I think it was was that November? So was that the MSG card?
No, I thought it was the last card of the year because it was in Vegas. It was the December card.
Oh, okay.
It was the last pay-per-view.
He turned around that quick? Like fought in December and then turned around and fought pretty much.
Yeah, because remember, we were campaigning for them to do Japan last time he won.
Oh, no, he fought on the Saruki and Dan Hooker card.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which was November 22nd. Yeah, that was November. So not that, 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Okay. Yeah, no, my mind's playing tricks on me. The main reason I was remembering it was
because he called out, said he wanted the title shot and called out his Pantoja.
Yeah.
That part, you're right. That's probably why you're thinking it was the same card.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean that kind of lost my train of thought now. Yeah, I mean basically with Horiguchi, I just kind of we wanted him to go to Japan last time, and then they booked him in the Apex like 2 weeks later. So
yeah,
I'm just hoping that that was just kind of a one-time thing, and like you said, he definitely stole the show. He needed to be on the card, but yeah, let's get him in front of a crowd.
Yeah, agreed. I don't really have. You got any other takeaways from the fight night?
Let's see. I already bashed heavyweight.
Yep.
There's the main prelim card. There was the tough Ukrainian kid from Tough, ironically, no pun intended. And he fought Alex Moreno, and it looked like that fight was going to end early, but it did not. And you kind of got some stuff answered about his gas tank. He did get a little tired, but that was the fight I wish was on the main card opposed to the Almeida fight. Would have made that main card go by so much nicer. Yeah. But, other than that, the card did move a lot better. They're definitely kind of dialing in the pacing and stuff. So, decent little Apex. I personally could not notice the added crowd, like as far as the noise and stuff. That did nothing different to my viewing experience. But, yeah, the card more or less delivered for what I was expecting from it.
Yeah, Dustin Jacoby, a nice win over Missouri's own. My guy Julius Walker, that was Walker's second loss via TKO. But shout out to my guy Jules. We still ride with you here in Missouri. Earlier in the day, Bobby. Before that, we had the PFL and Usman. Nurmagomedov. Is it Usman Nurmagomedov? Is that
Yeah, Usman.
Yeah, gets it done. Pretty easy fashion there. Your thoughts? I believe he has one fight left on the PFL contract. It probably happen later this year. If you're the PFL, you got to do whatever you can to keep this guy, right? Like he's your biggest star, your biggest name, But I also ask kind of what's next for him, though. You know what I mean? Like he's already beat Paul Hughes twice. Like it's kind of and I definitely think he could come over to the UFC and he would fit right into the top 5, 6, right? Or higher.
Yeah. So fight wise first, he did kind of exactly what he needed to do. He was a heavy favorite, and we've kind of been counting Alfie Davis out all through last year's PFL tournament, and he kept winning. So you kind of had that like going into it, like, well, will that, will he be able to do it? And in no point was he ever winning that fight. Like the first round, the way Usman was kind of just maintaining the distance, was striking. Like Alfie always takes advantage of kind of doing wild, chaotic shit. And Usman gave him absolutely no chances. And, it was like a modified rear naked choke / arm triangle, like through the back. And I mean, Alfie even said himself, he woke up with Khabib talking to him. Like he had no clue what happened.
Yeah.
So absolutely the type of performance that he needed to do.
Rob wants him to fight Archie Colgan, or he's cherry picking like Islam. So he's saying that's the name. That's who should be next for Umar.
Yeah, I mean, to Rob's point, he has one
Usman
fight left. And there apparently seems to be absolutely no sunset clause or anything with his deal. From my understanding, at the end of the year, he is going to be a free agent. So, like you said, the PFL better get that fight booked. And I think from Usman's standpoint, he would happily take whoever the hell they give him just to kind of get out the contract. I think the only thing saving the PFL in being able to re-sign him is Ali has been very vocal about the PFL wanting to, or him getting paid the same in the UFC as he does in the PFL. And I don't know if they will be willing to do that. They might just for the namesake for anything, but I think that might be PFL's best chance about possibly being able to re-sign him.
Yeah, I want to, Rob, it's got some quick questions here I want to get to here. Is the White House card going to take the UFC to another level, or is it officially entering jump the shark territory? I don't think it's going to take it to another level, Rob. Like, I don't know how many, and what I mean by that, I don't know how many more viewers, if you're not already watching it, I don't know if like putting a card on the White House is going to change your mind. Do I think it'll be like a stacked card and kind of like an epic type thing? That's probably true, but I don't know how many more people, if you aren't already watching it or already into it, I have a hard time thinking that because they're putting it to some bitch on the White House, you're going to change your mind about how you feel about it at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask Dana, he says they're projecting it to be their most watched event ever.
Do I think it'll probably be watched? Yeah, because of the spectacle, right? Like, that's probably true, right? Like, I do think that, especially if it's like on CBS where people don't have to buy Paramount, that's probably true. So he says, with Dana's recent, if you don't like, don't watch comments, adjusting for inflation, buy or sell, next UFC TV deal gets more or less than $1.1 billion per year. Well, we got to wait like 10 years to figure that out.
My answer would be more, a lot more.
It's probably only going to go up because everything's always going to go up. So it's probably just fucking inflation's always, everything's going to go up. So it probably will be more. So.
And just to answer one more part of Rob's original question about the White House, I think everyone is going to be disappointed when they finally get whatever matchups they get.
So Rob said 6-7 fights is a new level, a new lower level. I'm not. Here's the thing: is I'm not surprised that it's only 6-7 fights at the White House. Like, that thing is not for us. It is. It's not for the hardcore fans. It's not like that. It's fucking, they're going to be dignitaries and everything else. And you're asking dignitaries, there's not real fans that are going to be there. You know what I mean? They're not going to, I guess they're supposed to be like some yard 500 yards away. They can watch it on fucking TV. But, like, it's not, it's not fucking for us. So I'm not upset about the 6-7 fights. You're asking people who don't watch the fucking show to what you want them to watch all 15 fucking fights? Absolutely fucking not.
Rob just got
I
you
think,
to say 6, 7, like 5 times.
yeah. 7 fights is about right. That's how I look at it as. I think, if it was even like, if they had like a multiple things going on and then like, hey, we're going to have 3 fights, UFC fights kind of in the thing, like the celebration, I guess. Right. But no, I'm not mad about the 7 fights. So
Yeah. I mean, Rob, I would kind of compare it to the first fight on Fox when they did Junior Dos Santos and and it was just that fight. And so obviously it's not the same thing, but it didn't really shock me when they just said, it was going to be that amount of matchups.
right.
And I think it will kind of move better for what it is too with if they are really expecting a new amount of a casual audience to be watching it, there's no way in hell you're going to get them to sit through 15 fights.
Exactly.
So it kind of, makes sense. And like, let's be serious. They are even got 6 or good 7 matchups to give us. So we'll wait to see it and then we'll judge it accordingly.
Well, allegedly, Dana's in the matchmaking room right now, even though he doesn't matchmake. So he can't make up his fucking mind, what lie he wants to tell.
Yeah, in his mind, he probably swore on a Harry Potter book. So
yeah, he's gonna go to federal fucking prison for lying on the stand because that's fucking illegal.
While you mention that, there is some Ali is apparently not. I don't know if he's not answering a summons or what, but kind of a new wrinkle I'm keeping an eye on. I saw John Nash tweeting about that. So something to, monitor if you're into that type of stuff.
So he's not. So you're saying Ali Alabis is not.
I don't think he's complying with either handing over evidence or they want him to testify and he's pretty much telling them to fuck off. And I don't know. We're about to see how much power they really have because I don't know how he's going to, get out of not complying, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's illegal too. Before we get into the BKFs, we can go back to the PFL. I didn't really have anything else on the PFL other than Umar.
I got one more.
But Rob says, is Dana gonna Bob Arum the UFC, or will he ever? He's already kind of stepped away. He's just a figurehead. He's just running the business part. He's not doing anything else. Hunter Campbell and the boys are doing the majority of the work. Rob, go ahead about the PFL, Bobby.
Yeah, so the co-main, like kind of best versus best. This was probably the best fight of the weekend, like skill-wise. Ramazan Kuramagomedov, I know I'm butchering his name, and Shamil Musavi. Great fight. Very unfortunate turn of events afterwards because pretty much Ramazan won the kind of inaugural title they're doing, and Dan Hardy's asking him what's next, and
he retired.
Said he was retiring. And it's a real.
Only that happens in the PFL. That only happens in the PFL.
Yeah, well, it's just like such unfortunate luck because I've been like campaigning for them to do this for a while. They finally do it. And the guy retired, and like I feel so bad for Dan Hardy trying to like get. You sure you want it? Like, and but the point kind of still remains that high quality fight that you got was because of matchmaking. It was not because of these tournaments.
Yeah.
So I definitely think they're. Hopefully it will improve and it's not too late and they'll just keep kicking in high gear because their next event is going to be in Madrid, so they're getting an event there before the UFC. kind of something I got to give him credit for. I'm real interested.
Just like South Africa when they went to Africa.
Yeah, they did that once, and they're the dude that beat Johnny Eblin is from there, so like that's a perfect showcase for him to fight Fabian Edwards. So, I do think if you're comparing the cards, the PFL card was definitely better than the UFC card as far as skill for skill. It's not always going to be like that, but I'm definitely a fan of the matchmaking part of it, opposed to them just trying to build these fights off for a long-lasting tournament, hoping we get these fights. Like, just make them.
Yeah. Real quick before we get out of here, we'll talk just the BKFC. We mentioned it earlier. Andrei Arlovsky, the man that never dies. Cancer can't kill him. He's been up and down and he's still going, and now he's the BKFC heavyweight champion. He just beat the shit out of Ben Rothwell Saturday night. So your thoughts there on the bare knuckle mania? Not as great as the years past. I just don't think they quite had the stars for knuckle, like the kind of like this knuckle mania that they've been doing, but a relatively pretty good card, and we got to see the ageless wonder Arlovsky win.
I mean, me with BKFC, it's such an enjoyable product. The names are almost irrelevant. They did take a hit with Yoel Romero having to pull out.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that one.
If he fought Lorenzo Hunt, but entertainment-wise, it's still definitely all delivered, and huge win for them putting it on YouTube, because it's always kind of been by a paywall in the past.
Yeah.
And, some of the numbers they were saying with that, that's very encouraging for their longevity, especially when all that stuff's up in the air with Thriller and stuff. So definitely a good event to see. And yeah, I just keep counting out Arlovsky, and he just keeps proving me wrong. Like, he's done this multiple times, like
in his career. Yeah, he's had streaks where he's been knocked out 3-4 times, 3-4 losses, and he just builds himself back up and continues to win.
And Ben Rothwell has had a lot of success in the BKFC, just kind of being the guy to initiate first and take over. And yeah, I mean, it was completely Arlovsky's fight. I mean, I know it was technically a doctor stoppage, but I wish the fight would have kept going, because however long it would have lasted, I mean, I think it would have been entertaining. But a great thing, and like, I don't know how. Do you think this, in my opinion, should undoubtedly add to his legacy? Like, he won another title now in another division in promotion. I mean,
organization. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you've done, I mean, this guy's lived lives, right? Like, he always, to me, like, when you always say he's the UFC heavyweight champion at one point in time. When you beat through cancer 3 times, like, what I mean? Like, this guy's just like, there's no quit in him. Like, and I'm sure he's had several people at certain times in his life probably tell him to hang it up, and kudos to him for being like, no, I can still keep doing this. I'm just, built differently, and he just keeps coming. I mean, and kudos to him. I don't know how many more he has left, but shit, people counted him out 10, 15 years ago, Bobby.
And I think especially with it being just the bare knuckle boxing, like, he doesn't really have to worry about kicks or
facts. Will BKFC's gain credibility unlike Power Slap. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, and I'm more glad they put it all on YouTube for everyone being
to enjoy. Yeah, same.
What Rob say?
He was just saying back to the PFL real quick. He said the PFL business model is to growth markets. The UFC ignores. Yeah, it's smart, right? Go where the places where people don't get the UFC. It's smart business. Who's coming on the BKFC Bruise Cruise? That that would probably be fun. I'm not a cruise person, but I do want to go one day to a BKFC event. I feel like that's right up my alley. Probably would love it. So I do want to check that out one day. Go to a BKFC.
Yeah, I don't know if I could give Mickey Arison $1 of my money because I think that's on through Carnival. So I don't know. You might be able to sell me on it, Rob.
I would go to the event. I don't want to go to the cruise, but I would love to go to an event.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it counts as a vacation. I could probably swing.
More like MMA promotions should put their main events on big fights right after UFC mains and market that shit and make it live on YouTube. Hook us. Yeah, I mean, Rob's kind of nailed it. They did kind of right after the UFC, the BKFC had. I mean, for me, it was a little late. I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually watched it the next morning, but did watch it. So Rob here says winning a world title in two different sports 21 years apart is magical. Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I mean, those are definitely the moments why we love this sport, like the unpredictability factor.
Right.
Because I really, with how impressive Rothwell looked leading up to that fight, I just thought it was going to be a tough night. And, you know, Orlovsky proved I'm a fucking idiot. Like, it was great to see.
I mean, he's beaten Ben Rothwell 3 times. So there's that.
Yeah.
Tony's a champion, though, Rob. I mean, Tony's, a boxing champion in another organization. So, there's that.
I can't even. I love Tony too much to comment.
Bobby, I got to ask you this question. I've seen a lot of comments. We haven't had a chance. We got just a few minutes left before we get up out of here. Your thoughts here? I'm trying to think. I can't figure it out. Who's the more delusional fighter here? You got Nick Diaz saying he should be fighting. He comes back. He wants to fight Hamzat. And I think there was like somebody else, maybe even who's the welterweight champ? Islam. He wants to fight Islam or somebody. Just kind of naming all these. Nick Diaz has kind of said he wants to come back and fight for the titles. And then you got Mike Chandler shouting that he wants to fight Max Holloway at the White House. He's giving up the Conor gig.
Yeah, Mike Chandler clears it by 1,000 miles. Diaz's words always kind of get taken out of context. Like, I watched that interview. To me, all I see is that he still believes in himself when originally he really didn't. And I don't really, it doesn't really like bother me, just mainly because I know it's not going to happen.
Right.
They're not going to book that. It's kind of the same thing when, and these are the weeks it happens when there's no UFC event, like the way stuff gets aggregated. Like Nate tweeted something earlier talking about he's coming for the BMF belt, and people are like immediately like, oh, look at this. And it's like, we got Zuffa boxing on Sunday. Like, you people can latch onto that. It's the amount of, but by 1,000% Michael Chandler, because like he's not going to be on the White House. I'm sorry. That is, unless they're like trying to throw him a bone, but it's Max Holloway would beat the shit out of Michael Chandler. Like,
Agreed. Real quick, by yourself, Nick Diaz could get up to heavyweight and be the champ. I'd buy that. I'd buy it.
Yeah, and see, that's I would. Yeah, I'd
buy it, Bobby. Give it to me. I'll take it.
Yeah, I would take it as well.
Nick Diaz, future heavyweight champion.
I do like, since we are mentioning Nick, if he actually does want another fight, I did not want to see it. It's not like I would want to see it. I don't, but I would also not be opposed to it because I think really all he wants is to have another, because that last fight, you know, I think just rubbed him the wrong way because of how everything was going and stuff. So I understand his like thought process for wanting to get back in there, whether
Bobby.
I want to see it or not.
42 years old.
Yeah.
I don't need to see it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not like campaigning to see it, but we've seen, you know, a lot crazier things happening is my point. Like, I'm not talking about him like winning a title or anything, just possibly having another fight. I don't think it's the most craziest thing ever.
That's probably true. I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, he could go to the BKFC. I'd sign up for Nick Diaz, either Diaz brother.
Yeah, I don't want to see that, but you know, I don't know. You know, whatever he wants to do, I'll kind of just always support because he's always been, you know, so much of his career got like blown off from the bullshit weed shit. I've always been able to, you know, sympathize with him, and you know that Nick Diaz, Paul Daly fight, like seeing that live, watching like the best round of my life. It's, you know, he's always going to hold a special place in my heart.
Yeah, that's a good question, Rob. I'm not too sure why more 205ers are not ballooning up to heavyweight. I know I would. Fuck cutting. I'm going to heavyweight.
Because both divisions are worthless, Rob.
No.
I saw someone. I saw because I said, I'm like, okay, you got Yuri versus Olberg for the vacant title, and that's it. And then it's like, we got Khalil. I'm like,
yeah,
you got Khalil.
I do. I got Khalil. That's my guy.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Bobby. Well, that's pretty much it. That kind of wraps it up. We'll be back next Wednesday, 8:00 Central, 9 Eastern, to talk. No UFC. There's no nothing this weekend. Nothing. You know, absolutely nothing.
We got there's some other combat along with you got Zuffa boxing on Sunday.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, days.
No UFC, no PFL, no BKFC, no wrestling. Like, just what am I supposed to do this weekend, Bobby? I guess watch college basketball. This is my weekend to dive into college ball.
Yeah, I mean it. I'm sure. Oh, there's that karate combat match with Walter Walker fighting the legless dude.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, no heel hooks. That's right.
And I saw the line.
That. I thought that wasn't happening. Is that happening?
The line is almost even. Like,
is it really happening? I thought they pulled that.
I'm pretty sure it's still happening.
Well, one thing is going to happen is we'll be back next week, 8:00 Central, 9 Eastern. We'll talk UFC Houston, H-Town. That's right. That sounds awful, Rob, hanging out with family this weekend. That means I already do that most of the week. So nonetheless, we'll be back 8:00 Central, 9 Eastern next Wednesday. Talk UFC Houston, headlined by Mr. Sean Strickland versus Fluffy Hernandez. Can't wait for that card. That'll be a good one. You know, we'll be hanging out with you guys next week, 8:00 Central, 9 Eastern. Be a friend, tell a friend, folks. Like, subscribe, share. We always appreciate all the comments and everything else. So thanks again for hanging out with us tonight. We'll see you next week. For my guy Bobby Blunts, I'm Bodkins. We'll catch you next week, baby. See you then.
Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, let's talk sport, friends. Thanks for watching.